Time now for Honda's starting goalies. For St. Louis, Jake Allen is just 24. Very important to his team. 8 wins and 11 starts. His team is third in the league in defense. Antti Raanta is just 25. Has not started a game since the World Series. Fourth start of the year. His last was a 3-2 loss in St. Louis. Why don't we mention the backup goaltenders tonight? This is Scott Darling from Lamont, Illinois. About 25 miles from here in Chicago. He's a Cubs fan. When he was 3 years old, this guy, Marty Brodeur, was playing his first NHL game and winning it. The winningest goalie in history, lots of records. Expected to get his first start either tomorrow in Nashville or Saturday afternoon in Long Island. 7 wins in 11 games at home for the Blackhawks. 7 wins in 11 road games for the Blues. The Blues tied for first. The Blackhawks not far behind in third. And I don't want to predict anything, but Steve Ott, David Backes are starting for St. Louis. Daniel Carcillo and Andrew Shaw and Brian Bickle for Chicago. I'm not thinking scraps, but I'm thinking guys that don't get along well, and we're seeing that with Shaw and with Ott. And we have a legal face-off, and the game is underway.
A couple of Rams right there to take that face-off.
Well, what's interesting, Eddie and Doc, is Ott took all the warm-up shifts on the wing, and Backes took all the warm-up shifts at center. So you've got to think that Ken Hitchcock, a little message sending. Now they get to the offensive zone. Look who's taking the face-off.
Well, right off that opening face-off there, a little bit of jousting going on with the helmets. Probably not the last of seeing that type of play tonight.
To the back, he comes for the first shot. That one was tipped aside, and then Backes went for it and was checked off the play by Duncan Keith. And then onto the back, Shattenkirk fed it right back across again, and Carl Gunnarsson with a shot that is held by Raanta, and there's a little more after the whistle.
Yeah, Shaw and Ott again. Shaw took a run at Berglund after that save by Raanta.
Eddie, I think Joel Quenneville, when he gets a chance, is going to have to settle Danny Carcillo down. He was running around a little bit too much. Look how wide open Carl Gunnarsson is. No resistance. That should be where Carcillo is.
Boy, that's a heck of a save there for Raanta. Good screen in front of the net there by David Backes. Danny Carcillo, a left-handed shot playing the right side, just became a new papa. Of course, the last 7 days, his son Austin Wolf.
Led to the back now for a blast by Pietrangelo, and another sparkling save made there through a screen by Raanta. Battled for by Hossa, and it kicked on back. So it is Hjalmarsson across to Oduya and blasted back in. Off one of those glass supports, sounded to me. Laterra takes it and jams it back along. Tarasenko to get it there. 91, his birth year. Laid back along now for a little toss to center that is poked back by Hossa. Carried ahead by Hjalmarsson, looks ahead to Taves.
Just circling back here, Hjalmarsson waiting to get some fresh players on the ice. The Richards, Kane, and Versteeg line on the ice.
Kane, 88, his birth year. Kane gave it back, Keith blasted it in, blockered away to the corner by Jake Allen. Shattenkirk flipped it ahead, and it careened on back to Seabrook. Seabrook and Keith together. No surprise there. Pumped right back to the corner. Rolled around behind, and it's whipped on through to be taken around to the outside by Kane. Took a swat there, and a second one. Kane got it over to Seabrook, and Seabrook waits and blasts one, and that one turned aside by a stick in front. Forced around, gotten eventually by Kane, on back for a shot by Seabrook that was blocked away by Allen, and then trickled on back to center. More changes in lines for these two teams. They have not met since the latter part of October. Tipped right back in by Bickle, re-grabbed by Ian Cole, fed back over in a hurried pass. Max Lapierre will bring it on. Got it back across for a shot, rang off the pipe and hopped out of play.
Yeah, Shaw and Reeves going at it. Shaw dumped Reeves there after the whistle had gone.
Yeah, it's rivalry night for a reason. Ian Cole does a nice job for the St. Louis Blues, jumping into the rush, gains the line, and just launches it on goal. I don't know if it changed directions or not, but sure fooled Antti Raanta, Eddie.
Well, right after that, as I mentioned, a little bit of a push there from Ryan Reeves, and then an up end there from Andrew Shaw. What makes the Blackhawks so difficult to play against is when their defensemen really get aggressive in the offensive zone. Watch you interchanging here. You're trying to cause some confusion there. Seabrook comes over to the left side, being a right-handed shot. Great confidence there, and very tough to defend when you have defensemen skating all around the offensive zone.
Here's a shot that ricocheted wide, and that was Steen trying that one. It's jammed on further and can be lifted along by Oduya. Second attempt there in close quarters. It is walked in by Tarasenko, and a save made by Raanta. Onto the back, Cole hurries a shot, cut off in front by Hjalmarsson, and he's able to spin around behind and rifle it off the boards. Nordstrom got it there, laid back on a cross for Ben Smith to drag on. Has Nordstrom nearby. The follow up by Nordstrom to Smith, and he was run off in front by Steen. And then lobbed ahead, and here comes Tarasenko moving in. Chased off by Hjalmarsson. Illegally, they say, and there will be a high sticking call.
Boy, what a beautiful pass by Lehtera to get this puck up to Vladimir Tarasenko and take this puck hard, and that two quality chances for the leading goal scorer of the Blues. Watch this little area pass. Now watch Hjalmarsson come in on the backside. They're calling it a high stick. Now, it wasn't the initial cross check. I think it was the follow through after the shot, and then you see the stick right there, but I don't think it ever makes contact with the head of Tarasenko at all.
Hjalmarsson sits on the high sticking wrap. The power play brought to you by Craftsman. The Blues tied for 5th best in the league, and the Blackhawks are the best at killing the ball. Forced to the boards, and Steen to get it there. Back to Shattenkirk, then over to Steen. Finesse to pass across the shovel to the net and blocked away by the pad of Raanta. Now David Backes goes to work, stoked it onto the back where Steen can walk it across. Steen faked the blast and handed it over. A shot around in front is forced away to the corner by Johnny Oduya and brushed along. Still, they scrap for possession to Assad. Backes trying to step free, but it came to Seabrook, who wheels it along. It goes out of play. There'll be no further penalty from this. Joel Quenneville was talking about the penalty-killing unit today, and he gives a tremendous amount of credit to Mike Kitchen for how effective the penalty kill has been.
Well, the goaltending has been solid, whether it's been Corey Crawford, Raanta, or Scott Darling. The defensive core have done a really good job of blocking shots, and I think the rotation for their forwards, they try to get through 4 or 5 rotations up front, get fresh bodies on the ice. So when you put that all together, and then the scheme from the coaching staff, you're sitting number 1 or number 2 all season long.
Paul Stastny reached for that one. Taves went rocking in as well. Pierre smartly got out of the way as it's played back in by Hossa.
Anytime Backes and Taves get together, I think that's the only prudent thing to do.
One shot on goal on this power play thus far. Halfway through the penalty kill for the Blackhawks. It's given on across now to Pietrangelo. Handed on back for a hurried shot that's deflected to the glass from Tarasenko's stick. Skied up high, and so it'll be plopping to center and can be settled down there.
Eddie, you're making the point on Chicago's penalty kill. How about the tandem of Ben Smith and Marcus Kruger? They've been so efficient together, haven't they?
Yeah, they work off each other, and Kruger's really improved on his face-off, so that really helps when you're short-handed. If you can win a draw right off the bat, you can kill off 15, 20 seconds.
Rifled on across, came to Steen, faked the drive, gave it on back once more. Crowd gathers in front. Big drive by Steen, and that one is deflected up high, and everyone looking for it. Taken along now by Hossa. Hossa roughed up a bit and taken to the wall there by Jaden Schwartz. Out of the battle, it's off Lehtera and wheeled back down the ice just wide of the cage by Oduya. 2 shots on goal on the power play that's got a nickel's worth left.
Nice play by Saad to get the puck to Oduya to clear it down.
Shattenkirk able to ladle it back in on his backhand. Berglund had it knifed away on the reverse from Roosevelt. Hurried along by Keith and will be skated down at center and carried back on by Taves. Taves looking and shooting. It's struck high in the air by Allen and poked aside where the Blues can take over and start out offensively.
Boy, some confusion over at the Blackhawk bench. They had like 6 players on the ice a couple of different times. Once one guy would go out, the other guy would realize that he had too many. Good thing the puck was going back up the other way.
Got a lot of screaming, I can tell you that.
Almost an escape there for Patrick Kane, but then it's sent back off now, and it can be outletted ahead for David Backes to lay it across. Brought back in once again and thrown near Backus, who pivots, is watched tightly by Keith, and it's poked away by Hjalmarsson. 5:45 played in the first period. Both teams with 4 shots on goal. Duncan Keith turns it on back away from the forechecking of Reeves. The big football-like player number 75 for the St. Louis Blues, who scored against Chicago in the lone game this year. Thrown to the front, but it's blocked right back to center and can be corralled back there by David Rundblad. LaPierre steps away and then swings it on back. Colorful character for these Blues up front. Dumped right back along, but it wound up being an offside play off the stick of Chris Porter. Middle stages of this first period, 4 shots apiece, no goals apiece in Chicago.
We made mention of too many men on the ice for the Blackhawks. Watch Kris Versteeg right in between the 3 players in behind. Somebody yelling at him. Pierre made mention they were yelling from the bench. That was 1 of 2 times in a matter of about 15 seconds. There was some confusion on that Blackhawk bench.
Good eye by you, and let me tell you, Eddie, there was a lot of high-pitched screaming from more than one voice on the Blackhawks bench.
Kris Versteeg has been one of the hot scorers for the Blackhawks. They went on the circus trip, and it was all out west, and it was all power, and they won 5 out of the 6. Thrown back across by T.J. Oshie. Lugged right back ahead for the carry by Chris Butler. Held to the outside and led back to Oshie again. Hands back across Pietrangelo with a shot. Rang off the pipe, and it squibbed on back. 2 posters, no goals. Pietrangelo forced it through. Here's Saad, and that pass went by him. Allen has to step out, but could he handle it in the trapezoid? It looked like it was close to the pie slice, but apparently it had gone back across to where it was legal for him to make that play. Well, obviously, Doc, it was. They didn't call it. Okay. Meanwhile, we get an icing. You go, say something.
And Doc, Alex Pietrangelo just rifled one off the post. We saw Ian Cole earlier in transition. This is more of a set situation, and it just goes off the right post.
Boy, they've had a couple of good looks from the back end. And how about the play by Pietrangelo? Watch this play here as the Blackhawks look like they're going to have a breakaway. The diving play by Pietrangelo deflects the pass from Hossa to Saad to not create that breakaway chance.
Here is Versteeg looking toward the net and playing it back off. Can be handled on by Kane. Kane drifts it to the outside weave, and Hjalmarsson's shot ricocheted around. Can be played back by the Blues and Tarasenko. Laid back up the wing for control, and a shot ricocheted off Ronta there. Can be controlled around and led back to the point. Shattenkirk sped it back across. Gunnarsson a shot that goes wide. Laterra played one to the front, but it's grabbed off by Hjalmarsson. Led to the back again for Shattenkirk. Plays it on now for Tarasenko. Shattenkirk once more. Loads the gun and lets it go, and a save, and then a scramble around behind. As tied up on the play by Laterra for a moment was Ronta. Gets back to make this block. Laterra has it around behind. Led it to the back to Gunnarsson. Hands it back over for Shattenkirk, and a misfire, or at least a mishandle, and so they must drop back to center with 8 minutes play.
Boy, the Blackhawks really having a tough time in their own zone defensively. The wingers not doing a good job at all against the St. Louis defensemen. Blues are really using their defensemen extremely well in the offensive zone.
Here's Backus, a shot turned aside by Ronta, grabbed off by Roosevelt, stepping to it, Berglund, cut off there, and it must be retrieved further, and turning with it is Duncan Keith. Laid a little pass in front. Oh, and Shaw is leveled on a hit that came there from Ott, and now a penalty coming up. It'll be on.
Carcillo's going to get it for a retaliatory penalty. He went to step up for his teammate, Andrew Shaw. Carcillo will get it. He did it right in front of Dennis Leroux. Now, this is called hanging your teammate out to dry. Duncan Keith to Andrew Shaw. That's a tough spot to put Andrew Shaw in, especially against Ott. That's not the penalty. Here's the penalty with Carcillo coming in right after he sees that. He says, you know what? I'm not taking that, and goes for the headshot.
Yeah, that was a dangerous play there from Carcillo to carry your stick up like that and go after Steve Ott. You know what Carcillo's trying to do to stick up for his teammate, not liking that hit. But you can't have your stick up in that area. It's an easy call for the official. And Andrew Shaw not happy with no penalty call on Ott.
Eddie, your point about the point shots is well founded. It's been going on since the first sequence of the game. We talked about Carcillo getting lost in coverage, and it's been happening with most of the wingers for the Hawks. They're dropping down too deep.
This one lugged back across by Shattenkirk. Big drive by Steen, and that one blocked in front by Keith. Led to the back to Shattenkirk once more. Leads over now for Tarasenko. Back to Shattenkirk. Once more they try that side, and a shot ricocheted wide off of Ronta and is cleared. A dozen straight kills for the Blackhawk penalty killers, as mentioned earlier, ranked first in the league of 30 teams at 91%. Rattled around behind by Laterra, and it can be corralled and settled down by Steen. Steen had it poked away by Hossa, and it is cleared off a glass support and down. There's no substitute for smarts, is there? 81 in red just always seems to show us smarts. As he did on that penalty kill, brought back ahead now by Pietrangelo. Escapes and fires it back in, slowed down by Ronta. Poked around behind and taken by Pietrangelo. Nicely woven on now for the turn by Oshie. Suicide battle, it's poked in front, and again it's cleared, this time by Kruger.
Oh, that rode the rail. That was almost out of play, but a good play by Kruger and Eddie. You're bang on again with Kruger, Smith, all the forwards. Quick changes, 15 to 20 seconds and off.
Yeah, up and down and off. That's what it should be. I don't care what level it is, whether it's the United States Hockey League, the American League, or the National Hockey League. You don't want to get caught down on the ice too long and end up having to shift 50, 55 seconds plus.
This one deflected high off of Oshie, and it goes up into the mesh and out of play. Watch live out-of-market games with NHL Game Center Live. One subscription lets you watch on your computer, smartphone, tablet, and connected devices. Visit NHL.com/GCL to learn more.
Yeah, and that comes from the philosophy. That comes from the coaches as well. Is look, this is the way we're going to kill our penalties. But we need you guys to be at full capacity when you're out there in a shorthanded situation. It's obvious they have the man advantage. So it's got to be up and down and off 15 seconds. Doesn't matter. You're going to get out there more. So if you get 4 or 5 rotations with your forwards especially, then you're going to have fresh bodies and be able to do the job and be number one in the entire league when you're shorthanded.
Around this comes to Shattenkirk. 5 seconds to go. Power play. To the back it comes for Pietrangelo. Shovels it over to Shattenkirk again. The Olympians play it on across. Tarasenko drifting in. It's knifed away and taken by Carcillo fresh out of the box. Picks up a man with Kruger and goes in. Carcillo a shot that is sealed up by Allen, and that is it. 9:19 to go. First period of play. Here in Chicago we have no score.
Looks like they're trying to utilize their defensemen for offense in your zone. How are you going to handle that?
Yeah, they're good. They're activating them out of their own end as well. Too many direct passes to the strong side defense, and they're using point shots, and they go to the net so well. So we got to eliminate that such an easy completion to their point men.
Your penalty kill's been so great all season long. What's the key?
You got to commend the goaltenders first, and then Krugs and Benny got a great pair going, and Hammer and Dunk started off pretty well, and it seems to roll right from there.
Thanks for doing this, Joel.
All right, you betcha.
Real confidence on the defensive side of the puck all season long for the Blackhawks. Goaltending, team defense, and talked a lot about the penalty kill. See if the Blues make any adjustment moving forward. They get nothing from out high, out near their defenseman, near the blue line. A couple of good opportunities on the power play.
Brad Richards with this one. Sent one that ricocheted off for Stieg and back in. Gunnarsson was hunted down by Kane, and a little rub out that came there. Berglund tried to play further. In the way was Richards. It's collared by Shattenkirk and handed on across. Carl Gunnarsson, the ex-Toronto Maple Leaf, hands this one on, and Berglund plays it deep. So Rosapol there. Rattled it on further. Nice direction by Kane. Dragged on by Richards. Tucked back for Kane, who is able to step in. Couple of guys on him. Doesn't matter. Chipped it on across. And it is hurried toward the net, but cut off there by Pietrangelo. And we get a stoppage of play and a slashing call being made. And perhaps more.
I believe it's going to be on David Backes right in front of Pierre. Nice play, Doc, as you mentioned, the play from Patrick Kane on those right wing boards. As he got the puck up to Brad Richards, David Backes was on the back check right here. Watch the swing of the stick right there. And the trailing official with the arm up. And then the players come together again.
And that was Chris Rooney, the trail official, who I think is one of the best young officials in the game. And he has a good eye on that. Eddie, if you were a coach in Chicago, how would you make the power play more consistent?
Well, I think I would have them shoot the puck in a little bit more on their entries, because when they have issues here, they can't get the puck into the zone. Other than that, I would just stay with the same routine that they've had.
A block by Steen, and he moves in and fires, and a save made by Ronta.
Aggressive goaltending there from Ronta, coming way out. I wonder if the Blues will go to school there on Ronta. Maybe next time put your head down when he comes way out. You hold on to that puck a second longer, make a fake. He's going to lose his net because he's so far away from it.
Here's Seabrook moving along and then playing a little catch there with Taves. Then to the back it comes for Keith, who tried for a redirection from Kane. That didn't work out. Seabrook trying to keep it there, punched away, and then a volley for it involving Oshie. Walking on in is Keith in the drive. Oh, getting a glove on it was Allen, and it's cleared back down by Pietrangelo. Attack met by resistance. High skill of Keith with a blast, and not from that far out. He did walk in, like you've said so many times that guys should do. Well, he did, and Allen answered it with a lightning-like glove that time. Brought back on by Hossa. Patched there by Gunnarsson. He wipes out, and the Blues clear again.
I think the key to that play, Doc, as you mentioned about Duncan Keith, is that as he received the puck, his head was up, his vision was ahead. What are my options? And if you can take that extra 7 to 10 feet, it's going to make a world of difference. Heck of a save there by Allen.
Brought on by Saad. Saad delaying, handed it on back. Richards gave it across. Roosevelt returns it. Richards fakes, gives to Saad. Saad fed one that squibbed on back to Richards. Led back over again for Roosevelt. Hands back to Richards, fakes the drive, then fired one that's scooped up and held by Jake Allen.
Now, Jake Allen doing some good thing. He hasn't been tested a lot, but he gets tested here by Duncan Keith. And then he's right. Look at Duncan Keith's head. It's up. And Jake Allen just comes out. Not a lot of screening there. Allen comes out and makes himself look big, Eddie.
Going to go back to the play. Stop it right here. Here's Alex Steen. He's looking here. But look how far out Ronta is. I mean, he's well out. He's about 6 or 7 feet out on top of the blue paint. So if you get an opportunity and the goaltender is going to be aggressive like that, you fake the shot, you hold it, you freeze the goaltender, and then you move laterally either way. Goaltender's not going to be able to recover that way. Good play by Steen to create that chance to get stiff.
Taves took his own pass and then escaped around behind and delays and yanks it on back to Keith. Seabrook back to Keith again, has Taves and elevators it to him. Fed it on across. Kane a shot, fought off by Allen. King turns with it there. Pestered every inch of the way by Pietrangelo. Drips and then handed it through Backus and around behind. Touched on now to Taves. Led one in front. And it is cut off and steered back out again by Pietrangelo and fired to the corner glass. Full strength action here with 6:10 to go in the first period. 9 shots for the Blues, 8 for the Blackhawks. The goalies have been fine. And the posts haven't been bad either. Nordstrom with a shot that ricocheted off. Can be played along again to the back to Oduya, and his shot was deflected wide. Chipped on by Steen. Lost there. Ben Smith reaches and controls. Smith trying to get away from Butler. Got it around behind again for Kruger. Then back to Ben Smith. Boston College product turning with it there. Smith trying to shake away. And along to help him now is Nordstrom. Nordstrom drops, thrown by Hjalmarsson. Collared there by Kruger. And Kruger just circles a little bit. Wipes out. It is booted on. Hoping to get there is Smith. It is a little scrambly right now, but the Blackhawks with possession in the St. Louis end. And Hjalmarsson's shot is blocked off by a couple of Blues and filtered back down by one of them back.
Good shot block there.
5:10 to go. That was 1 minute of offensive pressure by the Blackhawks as Hossa trying to get by Gunnarsson. Does. Short side try is shut off by Allen. And he holds on. Play stopped with 5:01 to go. First period of play. We are, as we started here, 0-0. Time now for our Coors Light Cold Hard Facts. They concern coaches. You are seeing tonight 2 of the winningest 6 in the history of the sport. Joel Quenneville 3rd, Ken Hitchcock 6th. They are skilled, they are smart, they are fun to talk to because you always learn something. And they enjoy a good laugh. All makes for a pleasant session whenever we get those.
And both don't mind the horses either.
Of course. Meanwhile, back at the rink. Kruger then over for Hossa and a save made by Allen. Moving back up with that is Schwartz. Wanted to gallop ahead, but then it's cantered on back and across to Keith. How am I doing? Keith brought it ahead now, and number 2, which is a very popular number in horse racing at certain windows, and then he gets it back from Seabrook. And Keith blasts it back in, and it rattled on a round where it can be jammed behind for a try by Shattenkirk, but it didn't work out too well, nor for Pietrangelo. Meanwhile, it's jostled on out to center, and Laterra moves to the net as it's thrown across by Steen, right around in front, poked off the stick, and it came onto the back. Almost escaping was Tarasenko, but a good job done to the Blackhawks there, and then Saad steers it on, carried by Kruger. Score!
Watch this area of the ice. Alex Steen is going to enter the zone. You have people going to the net. The opportunity and the defensive play by Jonathan Toews. Look at 5 Blackhawk players back in their own zone. The stick by Brandon Saad, and all of a sudden it's a 2-on-1. Kruger, right past Allen.
There's the adjustment. They wanted to be tighter on the St. Louis Blues point man. Brandon Saad bought in after the great defensive play by Toews, and what a great utilization of the 2-on-1 by Chicago.
Meanwhile, it's Versteeg. Lifted along and chopped behind by Richards, and angled on back now for the settle down, and trying to play it further with Chris Porter. Poked back in by Butler, and Butler got it behind. A back pass in front is steered away, and a good reach there by Brad Richards. Thrown right back through and off of Rosaball, settled down at center and rifled back in again by Ryan Reeves. Honda had trouble with that one. Then walled was Patrick Kane. Rosaball wound it around. Versteeg wanted to jam it further, but Shattenkirk said no, so why not try the other side, he said. And Rosaball connects on with Kane, but it was an offside pass.
Well, let's take another look at the Chicago Blackhawk goal from the Dick's RoboCam. There it is, the aggressive play by Brandon Saad on Ian Cole. Here's a 2-on-1. Chris Butler uses the screen. Great job by Kruger, looking off, and then just blows it right through both players from St. Louis, Butler and Allen, to make it 1-0.
That's a 10-hole. Butler's 5-hole and Allen's 5-hole. Perfectly executed there by Kruger.
Here comes Bickle. He picks up a man. It's Shaw, and the shot was saved by Allen. Feathered free, and it can be advanced back toward Backes, but then defending was Johnny Oduya, so this one is across, and Seabrook can clear it back out. Poked right back along, and Bickle gets there. Fed it on back for Carcillo, and over the glove of Allen against the glass. Twisted along by Shaw. One-timer by Seabrook is blocked down. A try by Carcillo is checked away. Berglund moves in. Shouldered there, but tumbling down from the force of that was Bickle. And it's laid by Pietrangelo over to Backes. Moving up with Schwartz, and Backes has a wonderful save was made by Ronta on that quick wrist shot from the captain of the Blues, David Backes.
Clean 3-on-2 for St. Louis. After this, at one end.
Oh, the big hit by Ott, taking a run at Shaw, and about 10 seconds later, Ott takes a run at Shaw, and what ends up happening at the end of that play, Andrew Shaw takes a penalty, and the Blues get an opportunity on the power play. And let's see if the Blues make an adjustment on the power play. Everything that they've run so far has been out near the blue line. See if they make the adjustment to take the puck down low and work along the goal line against this outstanding penalty-killing unit for the Blackhawks.
Blues are 0 for 2 on their prior power plays with 2 shots on goal. Great
Rivalry night, right, Doc and Eddie?
Yeah.
It's getting heated down here.
Well, a little snarl and some tremendous skill. It's fun watching guys that can do what these players can. And we wind up with an offside call.
Well, we saw the hits from Steve Ott on Andrew Shaw. And there you see the battle with Shaw, and it used to be the elder statesman for the St. Louis Blues and Barrett Jackman. As soon as Marty Brodeur came into the locker room, he became one of the young guys, as he told me earlier this morning. He was pretty happy that he's Not the elder statesman anymore.
You go back to the 03 Calder Trophy. That's when Barrett Jackman was breaking in.
This one rattled on around and then tumbling down to the ice was Johnny Oduya back up to watch this power play. It is rifled right on through as breaking toward the net was Laterra. Are you seeing anything
Well, they
different?
just made that play there, Doc, right below the goal line there. Steen tried to get it to Laterra, and he just missed it.
This is Steen with it, whacked away by Taves. Steen had to be clever, or Taves might have stripped him of it there at center. Steen able to nicely pull it on through, nudges it back over. Schwartz hands it further. Tarasenko tried to play it through Taves, no luck. Bounced right back in deep, though. Laterra wanted to center, no luck. Laterra goes back for it, and also Schwartz. Got it onto the back, and here's Steen making the drive. One-time drive, ricochet off the Pietrangelo shot, and back down.
That did not miss by much. That was launched by Pietrangelo.
Hey, Alex Steen has not left the ice in this game. He's going to be up in over 9 minutes in this first period.
Jammed right back in again for Johnny Oduya to wheel around. Came back to him for a second try, and this one succeeds in going back down.
That's the way you clear a puck hard, along the boards, along the glass. Somebody wants to eat it to keep it in. You tip your helmet to him, but it's a heck of a play by Oduya.
Drop back to Backes. Gives it across to Pietrangelo. Sends one along for a bad angle shot that ricocheted free and kicked on across, where it can be played around behind for Oshie. Moving further is Ian Cole. Ricocheted off of him in a two-a-side battle in the last 18 seconds. Right out in front. A great save made by Ronta on Paul Stastny. Chopped on by Oshie, played across by Pietrangelo, hurried on, and still time with 7 seconds to go, though it's just a drop back in by Ian Cole and a wheel by Seabrook. His stick helicoptered on him, but it will not matter except for the equipment manager as the first period has come to a close. Kruger from Saad at 15:57. Stay tuned for the Lexus intermission. NHL insider Bob McKenzie will be along. Corey Crawford addresses his off-ice injury that has kept him off of this contest tonight, and Tarasenko contract talks, all a part of the subjects that will be covered in the next 17. Heard an iron shot there. That's not a golf course. Heard two there. Only one went in, and that was a Chicago shot by Marcus Kruger. The NHL on NBCSN is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Lexus and their pursuit of perfection. 1-0 Chicago, second period about to start. Tomorrow night in Minneapolis, the induction ceremony for the United States Hockey Hall of Fame and the awarding of the Lester Patrick Trophy Award to Bill Daly and Paul Holmgren. Karen Dietz from the U.S. Women's Olympic gold medal team. Brian Rafalski, Jeff Sauer, and because he coached Eddie Olczyk in 1984, Lou Vero will also be taken into the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame. You saw a couple of proud U.S. players from this past Olympic team in Patrick Kane and T.J. Oshie. Backes plays it on back. Gunnarsson hands it across. And it is Ott bringing it on. And wide of Ronta and the cage. Pierre, your sense is that we might have more of the sparks flying here, just from what you've heard down there?
Yeah, there's not a lot of love going on right now, and Christmas cards and presents won't be handed out anytime soon.
Sort of sad, isn't it? Yeah. Here is Seabrook. U.S. postage to no. But ahead now, it's Backes dipping the shoulder, wanting to go by, and no luck. Spiked on behind, and Keith will step to that.
Backes had a chance to go wide there, but he tried to make a pass instead of taking Seabrook wide there and taking the puck to the net. And with that size and strength of a guy like David Backes, I'm sure Ken Hitchcock and the staff would like to see Backes just to drive the net. Maybe create a chance or opportunity right on the back end there, and you see him just trying to go. Now, give Seabrook credit. He did a good job of closing it off, but sometimes that's an opportunity. Maybe you draw another penalty. But a real important guy moving forward for the St. Louis Blues and David Backes.
Pietrangelo rocks it around behind, jabbed on by Chalmerson. Poke free reaching was Hossa, and Tarasenko with a whipping shot right on goal. Boy, he did not. So Eddie has mentioned so many times you don't take a lot of time with that. You get rid of it quickly, and that's what Tarasenko does. He has this one right now. Delays and plays on now. Ricochet off the stick of Steen and just popped on over for Jackman.
Eddie, who has a better release, Tarasenko, Kessel, or Ovechkin?
Oh, boy.
Shattenkirk saw that go to Pietrangelo in a shot that was wide. Kicked on back now for Tarasenko. I was about to say Laterra identifying who had the puck, but that would have interrupted Eddie and wouldn't have been an answer to the question.
Yeah, you know, I don't know if Ovechkin's got that quick of a release, Pierre. I mean, it certainly jumps off of his stick. He's got that great one-timer.
Centering pass in front. Owen catching a stick up high, and that was spotted by the trailing official at center ice. So we're going to have a penalty drawn by Oshie.
I think it's Oduya.
I think you're right, Eddie.
See if it's 2, 4, or 5.
Oh, you know what? It's Kruger, I think. 16 actually comes up. Watch.
Yeah, you're right, Pierre. My mistake. Yeah, right there. Yeah, the follow-through of in behind on TJ Oshie.
It is a single minor penalty for high sticking as they tend to Oshie at the bench.
Well, Pierre, I'll give you the answer. I'll say it's Kessel just because he's done it for a lot longer as far as that quick little release of a wrist shot or snapshot between those three guys.
And I'd agree with you. That's the guy that doesn't get enough credit in terms of release point in the league.
Oh, a nice feed by Backus across, but it wouldn't go to Berglund. He had been set up on the pass from Stastny.
Little adjustment there, working the puck down low. Second time in a row now for the Blues. So they haven't made any sense.
Ben Smith to the front of the net, and it would not work out as coming out was Allen. Brought right back then by Stastny. Stastny to Backus, tucked on back to Berglund, protects it and gives it across. The try by Stastny was blocked down. Thrown back out again by Taves. A tough stop there for Steen. Got his body in the way, but here's Hossa. And Hossa with a shot that's blocked away by Shattenkirk.
See why Joel Quenneville has all these wins. Simple little adjustment. Be more aggressive when St. Louis puck carriers on the back end have the puck. And they've done a real good job being aggressive on them.
Steen drags it on, tries to filter it through. Second effort, got it through. Laterra wanted to play there, and it is spiked on out to center in a diving play that forces the Blues back to neutral ice. Laterra and then Schwartz rattled off the glass in the back of the cage, and watching carefully was Ronda there. Around it is taken by Schwartz yet again. Puts on the brakes and wipes out with Smith, but back to his feet. Lost to Smith. Turned back over for Berglund. Sent on back now for Pietrangelo, and a save made by Ronta.
Pucks are flying, bodies are flying, and this is the crazy carom you have to be so afraid of, and that almost fools Antti Raanta.
Yeah, more times than not, when that puck is up around the glass, goaltenders will and should stay home. Saw that happen in a game I believe the Canadians were playing a couple of games ago. Maybe it was against Buffalo. I can't remember, but the puck was up in the glass, and Carey Price went out to play it, and the puck came right to the front of the net.
It was Buffalo.
This tipped on back and moving over is Pietrangelo. Able to backhand it along, but it's taken by Taves. And again, a good defensive play made by Pietrangelo. We have said that often in his career. So it is led across. Tarasenko will see it go to no one in particular, except now it's Hossa feeding it back to Hjalmarsson, and the blast back down. 10 seconds left on the power play. A single shot on goal on this power play. So there is no solution yet, it seems. As this is sent around behind, and Duncan Keith has it. Hands on now for Smith to give back to him. Circle to Hjalmarsson. Takes a look ahead and puts it on the stick of Marcus Kruger. Kruger swatted around the boards, and back a step to it there. In the midst of a fire wagon change with the Blackhawks as Oduya shoveled one. Played on further by Shattenkirk, but taken by Kruger. Kruger walled there. Hurried shot went across the net mouth wide. And kicked on back for the rifle shot around by Roosevelt. Shattenkirk steps to this one. Then Backus, then center. Ahead to Carcillo and back in. And along to get it is Pickle. The big man dips his shoulder and goes behind. Nearly run off by Backus. Loose puck taken by Shaw. Backus right back and steps into him with some authority. Peeling off of that is Shaw. Tried to roll it along, but the referee's checking got in the way. Turned along by Bickle in front to Shaw, and that had to be turned aside by Allen.
This all started because of simple shooting by the Blackhawks. Shoot in and retrieval.
Poked along by Carcillo. He got it back again, rifled it to the point, but it must be grabbed at center by Roosevelt. And an offside pass. Progressive takes you inside the glass. Here's Pierre.
Well, you know, you want to talk about little things that happen in a game and adjustments that happen. Here's an example of adjustments. This is St. Louis in the first period. No resistance against the point men. Later on in the period, there's Jonathan Toews aggressive against Steen. Here's Brandon Saad aggressive against Cole. And eventually it's going to lead to a goal. And the only goal of this game. The simple adjustment made by Joel Quenneville and the staff to be more aggressive against the St. Louis point men. And they've done it.
Petrangelo's shot was eaten up by Ronta, and so again another stoppage of play. Igor Larionov and Mike Ramsey both have birthdays today. Bobby McMillan, Tom Preissing among those celebrating on December the 3rd. And we congratulate them and all of you who are having a birthday now.
Bobby Mack, former New Jersey Devil and Chicago Blackhawk.
Former teammate of Joel Quenneville's when he played in New Jersey. This one is blocked along and can be taken on by LaPierre. Played around for Reeves. Guided to the back again for a play to be made on by Petrangelo. But then a pass intercepted and stiffly turned off of Hossa and down for an icing.
It's equal opportunity, Eddie. That time it was loaded up right there for Alex Petrangelo, and Versteeg got right in the lane and came out and challenged and shut down the shooting lane. So again, it's worked well for Chicago making that adjustment. I don't think Joel was very happy. And you watch Versteeg, he's just going to come out and get in the lane. We weren't seeing that a lot in the first period, so good job by Chicago building off that adjustment.
Stastny on the face-off tussle, tumbling down to the ice was Rundblad around behind its plate and yanked in front by Oshie, but cut and started out by Versteeg. As Hossa up one side, hands on to Kane, and Kane fed to Hossa. Hossa shot, and it's grabbed by Allen, who has been very strong in goal. A little surliness near the front of the net after the whistle.
Well, the low coverage by the Blackhawks in their own zone. And as Patrick Kane, the offensive igniter for the Blackhawks, gets this puck, Chris Versteeg drives hard to the net, and he draws that open space there. And as Richard skates to the right, he shoots back to the left. Allen makes a good stop with no second chance opportunity.
No one in the American Hockey League won more games last year than Jake Allen did. They loved him in Chicago because he played for the Wolves. He had the most shutouts in the league, most minutes played, and 33 wins. Then he moved down with St. Louis a little closer to the center of town here with the Blackhawks as the opposition. This is nudged on out now to Schwartz, who can bring it on, and Schwartz lobbed one that flew on back deep. Duncan Keith to get that. Tap back up the boards and gotten there and thrown back in deep once more by Carl Gunnarsson. Along to get it is Jackman, guided it further to Schwartz, tried to center, no luck there. Nice defensive work done by Jonathan Toews, and now on the offensive, he nudges on to Keith. Keith able to play it back in, and Allen watches as this is taken along by Gunnarsson. And a full-scale change for the Blackhawks. They get Kruger out there working with Nordstrom and Ben Smith. Chalmerson takes a look ahead, and for those three, sailed one that went back down and goes for an icing. Watch the NHL on NBC Live on your laptop, tablet, or smartphone with NBC Sports Live Extra. Download the app or go to NBC Sports/Live Extra and watch the biggest events anywhere, anytime. Butler, knifed away from Steen. Nordstrom. Boy, that was quite a collision there. It looked like it was coming up high. Played along by Nordstrom and nudged on out for the carry ahead by Kruger and back in. Rattled on around and Nordstrom allowed it to go on to Ben Smith. Poked on by Tarasenko. Big drive by Oduya. And that deflected away from the glove hand reach of Allen, and it caught the glass. Steen trying to outlet further, wants to get it on for Tarasenko. The battle on, and it kicked to Kruger, who stashed it on back. Tarasenko once more.
Kruger got Laterra up high behind the play. No call.
So that means Laterra gets a free one next trip, right?
I don't know about that.
Okay. Here's Kane, and that one is tipped away. Laterra reaching for Brad Richards, and this time it kicked on back, and once more it is Rundblad. And Kane's try-in became airborne, sailed out of play, no penalty. 11:59 to go, second period of play. Only one goal. Marcus Kruger got that some time ago, 1-0, the Blackhawks.
Well, we talked about how much ice time Alexander Steen had in that first period. He actually played 9 minutes and 13 seconds in that first period. 4:22 of that was on the man advantage for the Blues. He's well on his way to over 25 minutes in this game.
The Orneries are out there now for their two teams. Ott is one of them, Carcillo and Shaw. Shaw reaching for that, knifed away by Berglund. It is Roosevelt looking ahead. Carcillo with it there. Stashed it to the corner. Shattenkirk retrieves. Hunted down by Bickle. Rubbed him out, just following through on his check. Meanwhile, it comes along to Shaw. Tried to lift it behind. You notice the sound is a little different. You hear the boards? Carried right back ahead and backhanded in by Shattenkirk. Bounced on for Rundblad. They've been able to play it along now for Shaw. Filtered it further. Bickle off the touch of Carcillo. And the follow-up by Roosevelt. Roosevelt brings it on. Sent one on across that's golfed away by Ott. Drubbed along for Carcillo, who left it behind. And so it is Butler. He accelerates ahead away from Taves. And it's brought back ahead by Stastny. Ex-U.S. Olympian played it along, and it ricocheted over to be played further by Taves. Lifted on by Berglund. And up with it, they're able to make a play at the side of the net. A shot by Stastny was saved by Ronta and lifted off the short glass and back out. Tapped on for Saad. Hands it past Hossa, who moves in with Jackie. Now it's Saad behind, defended by Oshie. Saad fed one in front and ricocheted just wide. A crazy bounce there off a skate. Knocked down was Hossa. Played along for Taves. Taves looking now. He threw one that went through Seabrook and all the way back down.
Yeah, that went off the skate of Alex Pietrangelo, and Jake Allen was moving to his right, and the puck came back to his left and just missed.
Versteeg could not handle that. Oshie could. Second effort, he's able to control and then throw one off the boards and back in. And there'll be an icing that will result that.
Hey, I don't know how it looks upstairs to you and Doc, but it looks like the Chicago cycle game is starting to take over a lot of the offensive floor of this game. And you watch Chicago practice, and one of the things they work on, especially morning skates, cycle play below the icing line, and that one almost caroms in past the goaltender, Jake Allen.
If you're going to play that type of style in that system, you got to have support, so you got to have strength in numbers, a lot of 2-on-1s type of plays in order to play that cycle game. And when you have the skill level and the speed factor, it certainly becomes a dynamic part of your game if you can play that way.
Kane brushed it on back, and it's Hjalmarsson angling it further. Tarasenko with the read there. Past the halfway mark of regulation time. 17 shots apiece. And the lone goal from Marcus Kruger back in the first period. Jackman plays that one on across. His first game as a Blue, Joel Quenneville was his coach. Brought right back ahead and then lost by Pietrangelo, and it can be guided right back ahead as far as center. Directed on by Richards for the carry by Kane. Hands on to Richards again. With an opening over for Kane. Canceled out pretty quickly by Gunnarsson. Flipped back along, but Hjalmarsson takes his own pass off the glass and is able to wand it back in again. It's taken on by Versteeg. Twisted a pass that goes all the way back down. So Ronta sets this one up for the control of Rundblad. Native of Sweden sees this one come ahead for a play that is canceled out by the Swedish-born Gunnarsson and is given back to him by Reeves. Gunnarsson yet again. Playing it back on for the attempt to play back in that failed, and so after this one is Carcillo. Carcillo around behind, shoved off there by Gunnarsson. Twists a little bit further and sent it on for Rundblad, who guided it on to Shaw. It's Shaw turning on back for another shot by Rundblad, and that one hopped wide. Poked back along by Carcillo, who was run into effectively there by Chris Porter. And a chance here, and so coming way out is Ronta to sweep it away. He tumbles to the ice. It's carried back in on an offside, and play is stopped. An eventful middle of the second period play. Play halted right now with the score the same, 1-0 Chicago.
Do you like to see your team more physical, or are you happy with the way they are right now?
Well, we're physical if we play north. Played 12 minutes in the first period the right way. They got us playing their game now. East, west, slow it down. Look like Harlem Globetrotters, but not much is going on.
Thank you very much, Coach.
I guess the next power play is going to be Kane, Keith, Taves, Curly Neal, Meadowlark Lemon.
He's an angry coach right now. He's not happy with his group at all.
Well, I think the aspect of playing east-west is getting you, is what the Blackhawks are doing right now, is that they have the puck, they're moving it, and St. Louis Blues are doing a lot of chasing. They want to get it into a hard nose, below the top of the circle type of game. And I don't know about the slowing down of the game. I wouldn't agree with that aspect of it from Coach Hitchcock. But understanding is that all the support, all the swinging in the middle of the ice, they want to try to make it a straight ahead type of game.
Berglund there, then Backus. Rocked a little bit by Smith, so it's Seabrook. Seabrook for the Blackhawks, cut by Ott, hurrying fast to the front, blocked off by Ronta. Dragged on by Backus to the back, taken back on by Butler. His shot was deflected to the corner. Little something happening here for the Blues right now. Jammed on for the point, but Kane stepped there, though he didn't take over.
That's a penalty.
He's going to get one. Rooney just made the call.
Delayed call against the Blackhawks. Taking it along now as Ian Cole dropped it behind for Ott. Ott touched it along. Butler holds there. Butler pushed it on back for Ott. Flexed it from Berglund across. They score! Ian Cole!
What a beautiful play. And you called it, Doc. The Blues had something going. It all started because of the giveaway by Brent Seabrook. The failed clear by Patrick Kane. He was going to get a penalty for breaking his stick and throwing it at the puck carrier. And then the Blues got the extra attacker and were able to set this puck up. Just great passing. Ott throws it out in front of the net, and a quick little shovel pass there from Berglund to Ian Cole, the defenseman who had come in backdoor.
And that's more of the type of hockey that he wants. Big bodies getting to the front of the net. And this is where the problems all started. Kane's stick breaks, turnover, penalty's going to happen. You see Rooney puts his arm up, then they can engage the cycle and get the bigger bodies going to work.
The one thing I'd like to see is that with that extra attacker, the Blues scored with the extra attacker. They scored, so that negates the penalty to Kane. If you think about it, if that happens, if the Blackhawks were shorthanded there and they took a delayed penalty and the Blues scored, the original penalty would come off the board, the new penalty would go up. I'd like to see the league say, you know what, if it's a penalty, it's a penalty. If they score, they score. So what would happen is that Kane would go to the box and now the Blues would be on the power play. So you stay consistent all the way through.
Sold.
Food for thought.
I'll buy.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
It's a very good idea. More offense, more opportunities, and maybe guys will learn not to take penalties.
Cole gets the goal. Berglund and Goose Tatum with the assist. No, Ott with the assist. And played around behind for a long toss that eluded Saad. Went down. There's no icing. A backhander. Wound up going wide.
Good hustle there by Saad to negate the icing.
Meanwhile, it's delayed and worked on there by Taves. Bounced on free, and it can be brought back up by the Blues in this 1-1 tie. Under 7 minutes to go in the second, and offside is called. Let's take a look at upcoming games, Mr. O.
Lots of games coming up. Well, tomorrow you got the Dallas Stars against the Detroit Red Wings, and then Tuesday the LA Kings will visit the Buffalo Sabres on NBCSN, and then Wednesday night rivalry will be in Detroit for the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Detroit Red Wings.
How about Toronto? They've reeled it in pretty well.
They sure have. They're playing really well without the puck. Randy Carlisle's got him playing a way that he wants and erring on the side of the defensive side of the puck.
One of your old teammates.
Yes, sat next to him for a bunch of years, and
That must have been a fun experience.
yeah, he still has the same look on his face that he did for those years. Maybe because I was sitting there, but also had Randy Carlyle as an assistant coach for many years when I was in Winnipeg. So look forward to that original six matchup next Wednesday.
Joe Louis Arena, where Detroit has been very strong lately, though they lost to Florida last night. Here's Schwartz playing one ahead that's nicely played on now for Oshie. Oshie, a shot, save made, rebound, and checked off while Stastny sent on to the back now. Back, a shot, and another try, and this guy's loose at the front of the net in a scramble there and walking away with it, Kruger, after the whistle.
Well, Eddie, they wanted north-south, so there's a little deviation, but most of it is north-south, getting body sent. You're on to going north, pushing, and then get somebody to go to the net hard, create an opportunity, go back, get it back to the point, and then blast it on goal again, looking for an opportunity. So more north-south hockey. Ken Hitchcock's getting what he wants.
Well, that play all started because of Jaden Schwartz, a former graduate of the United States Hockey League and Tri-City Storm, and played 2 years at Colorado College. The new head coach there is former Blackhawk assistant coach Mike Haviland, now in charge of Colorado College.
Stanley Cup winner. There's a penalty to Ian Cole out of Notre Dame.
Cole is on the sheet twice. A goal that tied this game, but following a penalty.
Well, as Pierre made mention, Ian Cole played his college hockey at Notre Dame, grew up in Michigan, played for CompuWare, and Barry interferes with Brian Bickle. They're in that situation. Once he loses that puck, you know what he's trying to do, but in that situation, just better off to try to turn a little bit and give yourself an opportunity to get that puck, and right call made on the ice and a power play chance for the Blackhawks.
Off the tie-up, it's turned on back by Pietrangelo, guided away from the reach of Steen. Stepping in was Seabrook, and it's cut and then slipped back out as far as center by David Backes. Now here's Key, then Kane. Jonathan Toews. Toews dealt it on to Kane, then on to the back to Seabrook. Seabrook for Kane once more on this power play. Back in deep to Toews. Toews steps toward the front, trying to trickle it through, back step by Versteeg, and a save made by Allen, and then a rocket from Keith was wide.
Well, what patience there from Jonathan Toews. He let Alex Pietrangelo just kind of take himself out of the play there, and then he attacked and created that chance.
Sliding on out with it now is Duncan Keith. Halfway through the power play for the Blackhawks. Marching back in is Kane. Kane with a shot. Ricocheted and appeared off the outside of the cage. Maybe it was the stick I heard of Allen.
It was a stick.
And right back down it comes. So it is Keith. 2 shots on goal for the Blackhawks on this man advantage. 4:40 to go in the second period. A 1-1 tie on Wednesday night rivalry here in Chicago. It is Saad moving in and putting on the brakes. Saad trickled it along. It can be read there and taken around behind by Andrew Shaw. Led on to the back now for Roosevelt. Given on to Hossa. Hossa has Saad, plays it to him. Shaw peels off in front near the blue paint as it comes to Roosevelt, and then along to Saad. Dealt in deep off Hossa and the outside of the cage. Reached by Shaw, angled on back. Drive by Richards, deflected wide. Taken by Saad. Looks to the front, gives to the back. Roosevelt there. Across to Richards. Drive. Deflected off 2 sticks and well wide. Played along by Saad. Jammed on across. Penalty time is up to Ian Cole. And it's turned on to Berglund. Sends it on across. TJ Oshie brings it further and nudges it back in and comes to the bench for James.
A couple of good defensive plays there by Oshie. One shot block there off the initial shot from Brad Richards.
Got the attention of his teammates. They were cheering for him after the shot block.
Weaving back now is Nordstrom. Steps ahead and Nordstrom moves it back in and rolls it along for Ben Smith. Smith checked there by Tarasenko. A second time it came up to Laterra. Sealed up there along the wall. 3 aside, go for this one, and it kicks on back to Oduya. Fires one, and that one blocked well wide of the corner and dealt back to Oduya again. Lob back along off of Kruger. It escapes behind. Turning along but wiping out. Being leaned on a little bit there was Pietrangelo. Meanwhile, it kicked on back to Hjalmarsson. Nudged aside by Tarasenko. Oduya with a shot, and that one blocked by Allen and popped around. Taken on by Nordstrom. Wraparound attempt is sealed off by Allen, and play is stopped.
Chicago's pushing back, and one of the ways of doing it here in the second period is off the cycle. Here's a wraparound opportunity for Nordstrom, and Jake Allen shuts the door.
Talked about that play by Jonathan Toews, letting Alex Pietrangelo slide out of the way. I mean, most coaches will tell players, look, if you're going to go down when we're shorthanded, you better make sure. You got to be 110% sure, but you just see the patience there of Jonathan Toews, not trying to pass it through Alex Pietrangelo. He just let him slide himself out of the way, and then Toews was able to generate off the great patience play.
The composure he has with the puck, there are very few in the league that have it. Talk about 19 in a row.
Yeah, it just slows up a little bit. Going to be a penalty here, a trip.
On 19, I believe, on Toews, for putting down Stastny off the face-off that he won cleanly, Eddie. So he's a little bit shocked. So is he. Clean face-off win for Toews. He's trying to get to the net, and then the stick gets in behind Stastny's leg.
Right call on the ice.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, he's looking to get an edge there, and you see Stastny grab the stick of Toews after he was on his way down.
Fifth minor penalty of the year for the Blackhawks captain. Shattenkirk across, and a ripping shot by Steen was blocked off by Ronta, carried out by Kruger, and sent off of Steen back in deep.
Played like almost 80% of the power play minutes so far for the Blues. Started off. Let's see how long his shift is here.
Eddie, is it easier for him to play on the back end than up front in these kinds of situations?
Well, I mean, if you're inside the zone, it probably is, Pierre, but if you got to go up and down the ice 2 or 3 times, if the Blackhawks clear it down, I mean, I don't care how great of a skater you are, it becomes a little tiresome.
Errant pass, and so Oshie had to settle this down. Steen is going for the Alex Kovalev New York Rangers record for ice time in a game.
He wouldn't come off, and I wouldn't get a chance to get out.
All we need is Mike Keane and Colin Campbell back.
I could accept Colin Campbell, but not.
Oshie a shot, and Ronta came up with that one.
And just to finish the story, there was a shift back in the day in 1994. Alex Kovalev with the New York Rangers. Mike Keenan just kept waving his hand and just kept telling him to stay out on the ice. He thought he was getting rewarded, but really Covey had it on cruise control, and he stayed out there for 11 straight minutes. So
11?
Yeah, and the coach never really told him why he kept him out there, so he just thought he was being rewarded for not coming off the ice.
Covey's coaching now at Stanford, Connecticut with the Mid-Fairfield program.
And probably very amused that we have brought all this up, right?
The Commander, as he was known in Pittsburgh for all those years.
Well, here is Steen, and then Tarasenko, and then across for the rip back in by Schwartz in this 1-1 tie. 2 shots on the power play. Schwartz scaled it back along. Pietrangelo played it back. Tarasenko gave it back to him, and on across to Steen. Back to Pietrangelo. Tarasenko a shot, and a ripper was deflected wide.
That exploded off his stick.
Steen again. Tarasenko again. Banned on the shot. Kruger took over and cleared.
Tarasenko's getting a penalty after he fanned on it. He hooked on. Chris Rooney caught him. We were talking about the quick release of Tarasenko. Johnny Oduya, he steps right up, doesn't get fooled, fan, and then hook into Kruger's body. Goes to the box for that indiscretion.
So 19 seconds of a 4-against-4.
And there's Alex Steen. Talk about how much would he have played on that power play? 1 minute and 41 seconds. It might have been a little longer if, as Pierre made mention of Tarasenko taking that penalty behind the play.
1:08 to go in the period.
Just a tremendous hockey player. Alex Steen. A lot of same similarities of his great father. Played with him in Winnipeg, Thomas Steen.
Gunnarsson a shot carefully blocked away by Ronta. Gunnarsson again, and it's fed in deep, and back as pass misfired for Shattenkirk. Striding after it is Kane, watched by Shattenkirk, and Shattenkirk took it right away.
Play there, 1-on-1.
Was it ever? Held now by Seabrook, given across to Keith. Duncan Keith holds, got it to Seabrook for a shot, it went wide. Turning it along now is Kane on this power play, and with a half minute to go in the second period. Patrick Kane holding, well watched as Toews, it appears. To the back it comes to Keith. And Keith faked and gave it back over to Kane. Worked back in deep to Toews. Toews works around the outside now and looks toward Keith and gives it to him. Across, one-time shot, ricochet off the pipe from the stick of Seabrook.
That hit the netting. That's why the whistle went. Seabrook and Taves not happy, but clearly this net down here is getting a workout. It's the third piece of iron in this game, too, from the Blues, and that one from Seabrook.
And Eddie, you're talking about Kevin Shattenkirk and Patrick Kane. This is a nice job. Watch what Shattenkirk does. He gets to the inside. Doesn't give him easy access. Doesn't get fooled. Plays body on body. Doesn't play the puck. Nice job by Shattenkirk.
One back to Seabrook. Steps on across and gives it to Keith. Keith a shot, and that one was blocked. Another try, and that one scorched wide in the final seconds. And we have played 40. Both teams have scored once. 47 shots on goal. 26-21, St. Louis. Stay tuned for the Discover Card second intermission. Liam, Mike, and JR. The Blues finally crack Ronta and the Wild flanking the Habs. 40 minutes are in the books in this one. A lot of shots taken, but only 2 have gone in. Kruger from Saad in the first, Cole from Berglund, and Ott in the second. The NHL on NBCSN is brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. And by the Discover It card. It's a game changer. And down below that beautiful skyline is a hockey game that is tied 1-1 going into the third period of play. And of course, if it goes into OT and we wind up in a shootout, we might get to see TJ Oshie like we did at the Olympics. This is before his third to last shot. A smile on his face. He goes in and buries it. And it came down to the dramatic finish. If he scores, they win. He did. They did. And a salute to Jonathan Quick at the other end. And he recalled again this morning. He went on the Dan Patrick Show, and Dan said, "Do you realize what you just did?" And TJ said, "You guys are making too much of this." What a dramatic day that was for those of us watching.
Yeah, for longer than 24 hours, he was TJ Sochi.
Patrick Kane on this power play brings it ahead. Lifted it on a cross. And it is Jonathan Taves to play it there. Yanked it onto the back to Seabrook. And then across to Keith. Keith set it up at the side for Stephen Cross. And a save made by Allen on the shot that came from Taves.
That's just being in position. He never reacted to that. It just got his right pad.
Now, would that be tendencies that he would have studied on tape watching the Blackhawks power play?
I think more than anything else, just make yourself big. You're in a desperate situation.
Here is Versteeg turning and guiding it around behind, and all the way up it comes to be played further to Kane. Patrick Kane, his penalty time is up now. Thrown across to Keith, and his shot was steered wide by the reach of Ott. And then a hit! Versteeg has broken the tie.
Well, that was the combination, but just reversed. Versteeg gave it to Taves, opportunity, and then Taves gets this puck to Chris Versteeg, and all in one motion. His stick is on the ice. It's in a shooting position. No chance for Allen.
Eddie, I have to tell you, watching Chicago in practice this morning, Kevin Dineen, before they got into their whole practice, was working with a power play. That was one of the options they were working on. And he's telling Jonathan Taves and Chris Versteeg on the bench, way to go. They ran through 6 different options on their power play. That was one of them.
Chris Versteeg.
A 2-1 game now, an even strength goal that was converted by Versteeg from Taves and Keith at the 59-second mark. And so the Blackhawks are back in front, challenging again with Nordstrom. Along it's taken now by Ben Smith. Smith hunted down by Laterra, and then it's played back to the outside for Hjalmarsson. Hjalmarsson fakes and then deals it along. Nordstrom turning with it there, lobbing it back in, and Butler is able to take over for the Blues. A misfired pass goes all the way back down, and an icing will result. The Premier League weekend is on NBC and NBCSN Saturday at 12:30. Last season's champion Man City hosts American Tim Howard and Everton on NBC. And the Premier League weekend begins Saturday morning at 7 Eastern when Newcastle hosts Chelsea on NBCSN. He's had the magic touch lately, hasn't he? Versteeg with a goal and 5 assists in the last 3 games.
Had a tough start to the year. He got a case of food poisoning during training camp. Came back, started off really well after he dealt with that, and then got hurt right before the first game of the regular season. Since that time, he has been really, really good. A couple of key injuries on either side. James Olmeister out for the St. Louis Blues, and Patrick Sharp out for the Blackhawks right now.
This is Toews with a shot into the catching glove of Allen.
Eddie and Doc, it's interesting. Joel Quenneville, Kevin Dineen, both were teammates in Hartford. He played for a coach by the name of Tex Evans. Tex Evans was on the 1961 Chicago Blackhawks Stanley Cup winning team. And he had a huge influence on both of those men. And Doc, I know you talked to Joel about it today, but you see the power play working, and you see Joel and the success he's had. It's amazing how many coaches and management people have come out of the Hartford organization when Emil Francis and Tex Evans were there.
No, true. You make a good point. He pointed to both Evans and Roger Nielsen as 2 very important men in his life as he began his coaching career. This one popped right back on again, slipped on by Backus. Berglund defended away by Rundblad so that the Blackhawks can accelerate back out. Brad Richards with a pass that is carried on by Versteeg. Fed one across the cage.
You mentioned Chris Versteeg a little bit earlier, Doc. The exit out of the zone. Kane to Richards to Versteeg. Lots of time there. But what a pass there from Versteeg to Patrick Kane going far side on Jake Allen.
Basketball players have their spot. I really think a lot of times this is Patrick Kane's spot. He gets it, he's going long side, and he just whips that by Jake Allen.
It is Allen out to play this one and spin it around behind, and that one kicked on to be played by Stastny ahead for Oshie and across to On. Led back on, Shattenkirk a shot that's blockered away by Ronta. Oshie closed off by Roosevelt. Continues. Warroad High School Warrior in Minnesota took a swat there as the puck left him at Toews. Meanwhile, it comes on around now for a play by Roosevelt. Scaled it ahead for Hossa. Tapped on for Saad. Good check on him. Strong play there and coming toward the bench, or wanting to, with Shattenkirk. Now he's able to make it there as Oshie plopped one back in deep.
Popped the helmet off of Johnny Oduya.
More battling on the boards, and Oduya feisties it back to center, and it's ripped right back in again by Cole. Langer in that clear. Worked back along and tapped away from LaPierre. It is Oduya with this one. Took a hit, scaled it along, battled for it by Reeves. Played back on now for a try to be made by Porter. Meanwhile, it is lobbed right back around again for Reeves. Throws it back off, and Butler will take it. Butler plopped it back in deep, and it's LaPierre. Fed one just away from Reeves in front, and it can be brought back out by Bickle and laid across for Carcillo, and it's dumped back in. 4:25 gone, third period of play. Versteeg from Toews and Keith. Kane from Versteeg and Richards. 2 goals in less than 2 minutes time. Brought back ahead for a shot that is sealed up by Allen from Nordstrom.
I'm going to go back to the play that Chris Versteeg made on that goal over to Patrick Kane. Now you see the puck on edge. I want everybody to keep an eye on the stick blade of Chris Versteeg to settle this down. This is the first part of this. He settles it down, turns it over, cups it. Now watch this pass. It goes right over the stick of Alex Steen, right on the tape of Patrick Kane. It goes right by Jake Allen. A little bit of a screen there by Barrett Jackman. But being able to settle down that rolling puck and be able to make that pass all the way over. Just a beautiful job there from Versteeg.
Eddie, was anything said to Versteeg about his performance and what they're expecting from him this year?
Well, I think what happened last year, Pierre, he's coming off of a major reconstruction of his knee and just was not in playing shape. I don't think there's any doubt about it. He was a healthy scratch in the playoffs. And
what a move. Pietrangelo wraps around, but sliding across was Roosevelt.
just think he's in much better condition now and playing with a lot of confidence and got jump in his step. And he's one of those confident offensive players.
Here's Kane.
Well, Christopher Snead's going to get his third point in a matter of about 3.5 minutes. Just puts this puck into the middle of the ice, and then Patrick Kane skates left, slides it under the legs of Jake Allen, and the Blackhawks with a 4-1 lead.
It's almost not fair, the skill level of Patrick Kane, the composure with the puck and the finishing ability. That's not easy to pull off against a rock-solid defenseman like Barrett Jackman. And there's a little bit of hockey strength, too, for Patrick Kane on that finish.
Yeah, there was going to be a penalty there on Jackman.
There's your rule, Eddie.
Yeah. And the look from Patrick Kane on the left and Christopher Snead on the right. Skate one way, shoot the other way. Right on the ice.
7 shots for the Blackhawks and 3 goals in this period. And still only 2 shots on goal registered by the Blues. So the Blackhawks with more goals than the Blues have gotten shots thus far.
But once Patrick Kane's able to get inside position, he leans in, gets 2 hands on the stick. Allen is down early, and slides it right past him.
If you're wondering what all that noise was, it was the fans reacting to Patrick Kane on the scoreboard here in home.
It is fed across now for Tarasenko to bring it off. Drops a little behind the back sort of pass across, but it winds up going offside, and so play once again is halted. When Patrick Kane was a youth, he would attend as a regular the Buffalo Sabres games. And we should mention this one more time, perhaps. Everyone has their routine at a game. First period, nachos. Second period, ice cream.
Soft serve.
Third period, he was on his way home. Because the Sabres at that time were sometimes in control, and there was school the next day, sometimes as well. Along to take this now, and pivot is Saad. Wanted to trickle it through, and a wheeling shot on the backhand by Hossa was wide. Now Saad dropping it on, taken by Taves. Blackhawks captain flipped it on now to Saad. Saad set it up for Hossa's shot that's blocked. And along to Ott. Oshie able to skate this one down and play it back in. Seabrook flipped it along, and collision there gently with the referee involved Shattenkirk. Meanwhile, it's brought back ahead by Taves, given back to Keith, and a save made by Allen on a very strong shot. Oshie pulled it away and then played it on for Ott, who trickled it back in a shift change for the Blues. 6:45 played in the third period, 4-1 in favor of the Blackhawks. They led 1-0, but it was tied in the second on the goal by Ian Cole. But the Blackhawks have gotten 3 in the span of less than 5 minutes here in the third. And it's brought on and flung back wide by Berglund. And Ronta, who has been special tonight, has those utility pole posts behind him this period. That's the one that's bagged 3 shots in the course of this game, all at that end. Worked along by Berglund, reaching in as Shaw. Fed along by Roosevelt. To the point it comes for a shot that is blocked away. There are times when you just have to wait on the guys to do something, and that was one of those times. Shift change for both teams. The board battles do take something out of you, too. This is tucked on back for the motor ahead. Laterra pushed it toward the goal. Grabbed off, though, by Ronta. Filtered quickly by Jalmerson, and too far ahead for Ben Smith. Laterra gave it on back again. Sent on by Nordstrom, chased down by Butler. Butler tried to take it across. Pietrangelo took it there. Long toss ahead is gotten by Tarasenko. Handed back over. Flown on across, and once again it's taken back out by Kruger. Railed on around now, and it is controlled by Schwartz. We will not presume to say that this game is over, but our mind is drifting a little bit to what might be happening ahead for the Blues when they go to Nashville for a contest tomorrow. Will that be Marty Brodeur's first as a Blues goaltender?
Well, he'd be pretty comfortable to play in Long Island on Saturday.
Been there a few times.
Yeah.
He has. This one
Not an easy place to play anymore either, Doc.
No, neither one of those places.
Yeah.
nicely stopped in front off of Rosabal, and Ronka sealed it up, and there's a battle still, but he has the puck. Versteeg and Kane magical together for the 3 goals. The first by Chris Versteeg, the latter 2 by Kane. It is 4-1 Blackhawks. Kay Jewelers presents our go-to guy. Marty Brodeur signed a 1-year contract with the Blues yesterday, and you see the most all times in games played and in wins and in shutouts. 4 Vezina trophies, that's for being the best goaltender in the league. 3 Stanley Cups, all with New Jersey, and they are the 3 that the Blues have on their roster.
Boy, he touched that puck in a no-touch zone there, Allen.
He stopped that on the wheeling wraparound, and this one kicked it back over to Oshie. I thought there was one earlier that was very close, but that one seemed, oh yeah, that looked like it was quite obvious that it was outside, but they've allowed that to go. Saad gives it on to Taves, and Taves brings it on back. Taves gliding around behind, Shattenkirk in his wake, twisted onto the front, battled for away from Saad, that time by Stastny, so it can be played across to him. He nudged it back ahead for Oshie. Oshie delaying, fed for Stastny, cut by Seabrook, and Seabrook tucked it back over. Kruger across. Nordstrom has it there. Steen defends him. Chalmerson comes by. Back in deep for Benson. Tied up around behind, though, by Pietrangelo, and he is able to play ahead while falling. Got it on now for Oshie, who at least scaled it out as far as center. Jammed across by Chalmerson, and again, the Blackhawks back to the offensive with Kruger pushing it on goal and Allen blocking it away. Laterra comes by for this one. Laterra played it across, and it is sent back over and then returned on out to center and ahead. And a diving play is made back in deeper by Pietrangelo. And Chalmerson just pitchforks one high to center. Out to get this one is Allen. And sent on by Pietrangelo, chased down by Rosabal.
That was legal.
That one was outside. You're right. Marty Brodeur has quite a few records. An unofficial one I think I may have noticed in the Guide and Record Book, which is annually published by the NHL. Ahead with this now comes Brad Richards, and Richards with an angle, and making the stop was Allen.
Well, we talked about Allen playing the puck legally. Let's see if he touches it in the no-touch zone. Absolutely. All Blackhawks up by 3.
Hey, this is closed circuit for all the great Blackhawks fans who listen to Pat Foley and Eddie Olczyk. Montreal, Nashville, and New Jersey are the next opponents on CSN, Comcast Sportsnet Chicago. The old Hall of Famer. Rundblad brought that ahead and gave it on to Versteeg, jammed it around behind.
I think the time is coming now for the Blues to start taking some chances.
For Rundblad, but he drops back defensively. His team ahead by 3. And this one is carried on and spotted back in by Berglund. Able to pull it away and wanted some help from Backes. A collision there, and it bounced on out to Versteeg. Everything has been coming to him and Kane. And Kane brought it ahead. A spinorama move. And then to the back. And tipped on. Now that was sort of like the Globies there, wasn't it? That move. So back in it is set now for the take by Ian Cole. 8:10 to go in the third period. The Blues are tied with Nashville in the standings. So that will hold into there tomorrow night if they don't get a point or 2 out of this. They have the same numbers exactly except goal differential. Nashville with a better goal differential of 4 and against by 2. They're well away from the end of the regular season, but that's how they break ties at that point. That's one of the tie breakers. This is pivoted back now by LaPierre. Gunnarsson pushed it back off his stick, and it careens on to be played by Duncan Keith.
Good hard hit there from Shattenkirk on Brian Bickle. That last rush for the Blackhawks.
Got a solid defensive game for St. Louis.
Here's Taves trying to work his way in. Nudged one along that Tarasenko got to, and he speeds back out with it. Tarasenko got as far as the line, was defended every inch of the way by Hossa.
What an effort there from Hossa. Tarasenko had no opportunity. He had back pressure coming from Hossa, and then he had two Blackhawk defensemen right in front of him. No time and space at all.
Off of Taves. You overheard the linesman saying offside, but it is a delay. The Blackhawks have peeled out, and so they can go back in and forecheck. But now that's the Blues roll because it's at the other end. Smith nudged down by Butler. This one is played back in deep. After it and jostling a bit there was Kruger. Pass is cut, though, and given on to Saad for a tremendous quick shot. Answered by Allen. Nudged onto the back to Keith. Banked around behind, and it's Smith with it there. Dragged on by Kruger, and Kruger to the back. Held there by Seabrook, and a blast is blocked right back out again by Oshie. And he is limping a bit as he goes toward the bench, but then stays in the play. And it is knifed on out for Keith.
They had a couple of those shot blocks here tonight. TJ Oshie real quiet offensively, but doing an outstanding job defensively with a couple of those shot blocks.
That's Nordstrom with a couple of smart moves there, brought back in by Keith. Across for Kane, and getting a piece of it was Allen. Crowd buzzing about that as it's filtered through now to the turning Schwartz. Led onto the back for a hurry shot into the catching glove of Ronta by Berglund. 5:44 to go here in the third period, regulation time, and it's the Blackhawks by 3.
Well, at 3-1, Alex Pietrangelo has a great rush. He goes right around David Rundblad, creates a quality chance. Doesn't shoot the puck right away, but wraps it around. Ronta makes a save, and then about 15 seconds later, here comes Patrick Kane. A 4-1 game.
There you see their numbers on the night. In his 540th regular season game, Patrick Kane has had 22 two-goal games. He has never had a regular season hat trick. He's had 2 in the playoffs, but none in the regular season. Roosevelt chipped that one on. Berglund saw it go through, and we have an injured player across the way. It's like odd.
And Dennis Leroux saying to the St. Louis players it's a follow-through on the shot, so there's no penalty behind the play. Watch, Roosevelt goes to make a play on the puck. There's the follow-through, and it gets Steve Ott right on the beat.
Yeah, Rule 60.1. Steve Ott talking to the official. Saw a little bit of a whack there by Ott on the hands of Roosevelt as he was going to make that play.
This here's the pro game, isn't it?
Yeah,
It started out with some really rough stuff right on the opening
absolutely.
faceoff.
There's some cagey guys that certainly can work Rule 60.1 to their favor. Pretty good with the stick.
I'd mentioned the Guide and Record book regarding Marty Brodeur, and I don't know the last time that we had 2 goaltenders of the same family in the Guide and Record book. There could be 3, all from the same family, the Brodeur family, his 2 boys. Ahead now comes Saad. It is on to Hossa. Hossa threw one in front and shanked off the stick of Johnny Oduya and went wide. His son Anthony has been drafted in the 5th round by the New Jersey Devils 1 summer ago, 2013. This one chipped off the glove of Ronta and went wide. He is playing junior hockey in the Quebec Major Junior League as a goalkeeper. Jeremy is as well in Oshawa. I'm sorry, in Ottawa. Ottawa 67. And so they're 3 out of the same family. And at one time, the two little ones were running around the locker room, and now all three of them are involved. Ken Hitchcock said today, when I asked him what in particular he brings that we might not have thought about, he said he is always calm. I've worked with him in 3 Olympics, as well as a World Cup. He has the calm of a forward or a defenseman in the room. Calm is not necessarily typical of goalies, I would assume.
Well, I think it's all about, Doc, the accepting of the role and the position that he's in now in St. Louis. I think the rest will be up to Marty Brodeur, and if he gets the opportunity to take advantage of it whenever and however it presents itself.
Off the short glass and back down, and it will go for an icing with 4 minutes and 7 seconds to go here in the third period of play.
I think we got a pretty good sense of it in the pregame when Pierre interviewed David Backes, and that was the first question that Pierre asked him, was about Marty Brodeur and the presence in the room and being there. And he's been there and done that, coming in and trying to help the St. Louis Blues take that next step. You know, going back to last year's playoff between the Blues and Blackhawks, I really felt the only difference in that series was that the Blackhawks had more offensive difference makers than the Blues. I don't think Ryan Miller was the reason why the Blues lost. But you think about what Doug Armstrong, the general manager, has done with the Blues. Bringing in Paul Stastny, trading of Roman Polak, bringing in Gunnarsson, getting Laterra over here, knowing the emergence of Tarasenko after what he did last year. I mean, they've gone to a little bit more of a high-skilled team, getting more depth offensively than being the, you know, up and down type of team with meat and potatoes grinded out. So you could see the change of philosophy come with the moves that the general manager made over the course of the offseason.
This is Butler back to play this. Well, the fans will notice a difference in how much fun it is to watch, but they are one of those teams like Pittsburgh, I guess, that will be judged a lot by how they do in the first round.
Yeah. They know it as a staff, too.
Ahead, this is brought by Carcillo. Nudged down enough by Barrett Jackman. This one is flung wide, and Jackman goes in to play this. Jabbed away from him, but he got it back, as it looked like the reach of Seabrook had prevailed.
I don't believe that Doug Armstrong is done.
Carcillo save, and then Carcillo bumped into Allen, and we see no arms up, and so play is simply stopped as they check on the condition of the goalkeeper.
Just finish that thought on Doug Armstrong, the general manager. I don't think he's done acquiring and making moves moving forward, but here's that chance for Danny Carcillo, and Carcillo got hit and then bumped into the goaltender Jake Allen. Alex Pietrangelo with a little bit of a nudge.
Watch Pietrangelo's stick. That's his stick into the hip of Jake Allen. That could have been a real dangerous play.
And when moving forward, I mean, the Blues are going to really need Steen, Backes, Oshie, and Schwartz, assuming that, you know, you got Tarasenko and Stastny being able to step up offensively moving forward. I mean, they're going to need those type of players to really step up offensively if they're going to take down the Blackhawks in the playoffs, because it sure looks like these two teams at some point are going to meet each other like they did last year. Remember, neither one of these teams won the division. It was the Colorado Avalanche that won the division. And right now, the way the Nashville Predators are playing, they're not going anywhere.
Blues lost the last 6 of the regular season to fall out of the division lead, and then won the first 2 against Chicago before losing the next. Well, Ronka, for not having played since the San Francisco Giants were playing, has had quite a night.
Played well, a little bit of help, not only offensively, but the posts as well. A couple of posts back in that first period.
New goalie coach here, Jimmy Waite. Teddy Bent down in Rockford.
Going to get a penalty behind the play here, it seems.
Uh-oh, look
maybe
out,
a little
look
more.
out, look out. Carcillo and Jackman.
Yeah, Jackman was looking for Roosevelt, and Tarasenko took a shot right in front of right inside the blue line of the Blues. And Jackman was making a skate over to Roosevelt, and then Carcillo made a beeline off the bench in the middle of a legal change Linesmen and referees did a good job of getting in between. There's the hit by Roosevelt. High hit. Penalty was coming. And then Jackman. And now Carcillo's going to get a penalty as well, looks like.
Well, they're trying to diffuse the situation. Steve Ott telling the linesman, Andy McKelman, he came off the bench, but as Eddie pointed out, it was a legal line change. And there he goes. Diffuse the situation early, I guess.
And get dibs on the hot water.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Yeah.
Well, they don't play again until 2 months from now. It is back here on Sunday, February the 8th, and then they'll have 2 months off again before they play one another twice in the last 7 days of the season. And then, as you alluded to, maybe even more in the postseason. They are certainly two of the elite strong teams, though elite teams often get lost in the Central and in the Western Conference. I was figuring out today that there will be teams, if they continue at the stretch that they have, that will have 115 points, and one of them won't win the division. And almost all of the top teams that would factor into the playoffs are prorated now to be 100 points. There's one exception, I believe, at 90-something. That would be Winnipeg.
Eddie did a switch flip for the Chicago Blackhawks on their road trip.
No, I think it was the offense finally came together more consistently, and the officials are telling Joel Quenneville needs to put somebody into the penalty box to serve that penalty to, I believe, Michael Roosevelt. But the offensive part of the game was it had slowed, and they weren't scoring a lot of goals, and that was the limit that they had early in the season.
That's a strong shot by Steen.
Number 13, Kevin Carcillo.
Petrangelo handed it across. Another stop in front. Looked like reaching for the glove was Ronta. It eventually caromed off his body. Carcillo a misconduct, Roosevelt an elbow, and that is what has brought Carcillo to the showers, and Roosevelt sees his penalty being served by Versteeg as that one ricocheted off the outside of the cage, spun on back now, laid across to Steen. Steen drifts with it, hands back over to Oshie. Oshie dropped it on back. Petrangelo just waits. Steen to Petrangelo. Blocked off by Ronta. The screen in front by Backes. Once again, it's walked on by Steen. Oshie threw it in front. Oh, and Backes with repeated tries. And he can't get it by Ronta.
Seabrook and Backes. We've seen that before.
We talked about the lack of adjustments by the Blues on their power play early in this game. They went, instead of shooting out from the point, they went down low, eventually created some chances there. They had some chances up top, didn't work, got the puck down low, and generated a couple of good looks in front of the net. At the end of this play, Backes drops his gloves and takes a swing at Seabrook. I'm not sure if he connects or not.
It was close.
Good job there by the officials.
See the wingspan of Derek Amell.
Yeah, and Andy McKelman there doing a good job of getting in there. Well, as Pierre, as you alluded to there, those two guys know each other extremely well, and go back to game 2. The late hit by Brent Seabrook, suspended for 3 games. And at the end of game 6, the handshake line between the Blues and Hawks, and Seabrook and Backes.
So Ott will be in the penalty box to serve a penalty that was handed out late to Backes, who is gone. So just trying to get the last few seconds completed here.
Chris Rooney's telling Joel Quenneville,
Got to have
get someone in the box because of what just happened with Seabrook. Seabrook's already gone for the second of the showers, Eddie, trying to get dibs on the hot water. So there you go. Smith's going to go over there and serve it.
And he doesn't get any credit for it.
Nope.
Well, the Blackhawks won 5 out of 6 away. Tipped around behind and gathered in by Cole. And with the victory tonight, they get to within 4 points of the top 2 teams, Nashville and St. Louis, who will battle tomorrow night. Laid onto the back now for Cole's drive. That's saved by Ronta. He saved the rebound from Laterra. Ante has been terrific. Shot that went wide. Horn sounds. 2 points to the Chicago Blackhawks. It was close for a while, but it ends decisively at 4-1.
Couple of early power plays, Doc, in that first period for the Blues when the game had no score. And that #1 penalty killing unit for the Chicago Blackhawks did the job early to give their team an opportunity to gain some traction.
The 289th consecutive sellout in Chicago, 21,514. Watched and appreciated a lot of what that man was able to do tonight in Ante Ronta. The final score in the game: Blackhawks 4, Blues 1. For Bernie Federko, for Grant Mulvey, who once had 5 goals and 2 assists in a Blackhawks game against the Blues. For Pierre and Eddie, Mike Emmerich saying good night from St. Louis. Stay tuned for overtime.